Hello everyone, let's look at the new features expected to arrive with the June 2026 security update for Windows 11, and they apply to versions 25H2 and 24H2. The new features are already available in the latest update preview through the release preview channel, changes that are known to ship with the final release of the security update, which in this case is the June update arriving on June 9th, 2026. Starting with the June 2026 security update, Microsoft is rolling out the Low Latency Profile feature, which is a technique that the system uses to spike the CPU to its maximum frequency, not the activity, for 1 or 3 seconds to speed up specific tasks, such as launching apps, including other features such as the Start menu. In the official notes, the company is not calling it Low Latency Profile. Instead, the company notes this update accelerates apps launch and core shell experiences such as the Start menu, Search, and Action Center. So this feature will make your computer feel faster, but the responsiveness will depend on the hardware. If you have a low-end device, you will probably notice a significant difference compared to a modern device because low-end devices usually struggle more and a computer with modern hardware is already fast enough. Windows 11 is also introducing a new shared audio feature that allows two people to listen to the same audio from a single computer simultaneously. The feature uses Bluetooth LE audio broadcast technology to stream audio to two compatible Bluetooth devices at once, making it easier for two people to listen to music, movies, and other media without speakers. Users can enable this feature through the Quick Settings panel by selecting the Share Audio tab and choosing the supported pair devices, and finally starting the audio session. There is also a taskbar indicator that appears whenever audio sharing is active. This visual cue makes it clear that your sound is being shared and provides one-click access to the sharing settings. Now, I just switched to my Copilot Plus PC to talk about the improvements that are coming to Task Manager that focus on AI hardware monitoring and system diagnostics. For example, on computers equipped with NPU, the app now includes optional columns to track NPU usage, which is this one right here, and NPU engine activity, which is this one right here. And you will see this on the Processes tab, User tabs, and on the Details tab. Windows 11 will also be able to show the NPUs that are integrated into GPUs, and you will see them on the Performance tab. Also, the company is adding a new isolation column that shows which apps are running inside an app container sandbox. This update also fixes an issue for incorrect process speed readings on virtual machines after resuming from hibernation. As part of the improvements rolling out with the update for June, Microsoft is making available an advanced configuration setting from webcams, which is this one right here. And now, from the camera settings, you will notice two new features, including the ability to broadcast the same camera to multiple apps at the same time. Once you do that, you can also choose the media type, which allows you to set the resolution in frames per second. You can also turn on the basic camera setting that allows you to use the camera in debugging mode for troubleshooting problems. For managed devices, enterprise administrators can configure both multi-camera and basic camera modes through group policy under the camera settings. According to the company, the update also improves reliability and accuracy on personalization. So this means that the automatic accent color feature on settings personalization delivers more precise color matching when adapting the system accent to your wallpaper, resulting in a more consistent visual experience. Microsoft is also addressing wallpaper stability issues. The update improves persistence across restarts and system upgrades with enhanced support for high-resolution wallpapers and other edge cases that previously caused the system to revert to a solid color background. Now, if we go to the storage section, more specifically to the disks and volumes page, when creating a new dev drive, the company notes that you should be able to set the hard drive size in megabytes, gigabytes, and terabytes. In addition, Microsoft has refined the behavior for the storage settings page. Rather than triggering the user account control prompt immediately upon opening the page, The prompt now appears only when accessing specific actions such as viewing temporary files, reducing unnecessary interruptions while navigating the storage options. Microsoft is also rolling out improvements for Windows Hello. The company says that it has optimized the WinBio service to reduce latency when resuming the device from modern standby, which should help biometric signing respond faster after the computer wakes. In addition, the update fixes an issue that could cause Windows Hello sign-in security authentication to unexpectedly blocked due to missing source enrollment metadata. This update is also improving the accessibility experience with several updates to the Magnifier. The app now delivers clear and more consistent announcements when used alongside a screen reader, including notification for zoom level changes, view mode switches, color inversion, and when Magnifier is turned on and off. The company is also adding support for magnifying permitted protected content and improving smoothness while using Magnifier in lens mode. This update also introduces some additional fixes and improvements. For example, in the June update, you will see improvements of reliability of touch keyboard activation on sign-in screen, in password fields, and during password changes. It also improves stability of the Explore.exe process when closing input switcher and improves performance when opening or navigating the clipboard history. Now, for sensors, this update improves power efficiency by increasing resiliency against apps that can keep the sensor hub active, helping reduce unnecessary battery drain. Now, if we continue, the company has also improved the reliability of loading desktop application shortcut icons, reducing missing or delayed icons rendering. And finally, there is an overall system stability enhancement across sign-in and lock screens, File Explorer, touch gestures on touchscreen devices, and when switching themes in the Settings app. You can also check the link in the description to get all the details and more about this particular update. Now, how to install the update? Well, that depends on when you're watching this video. Currently, the changes coming to the June 2026 security update are available through the release preview channel. However, as we're getting close to the release of the patch Tuesday, the company will make the update available to everyone as an optional update. So my recommendation is just to wait a little longer until the update becomes an optional update through the stable channel. Now, if you don't want to wait, you can always go to the Settings app, and then on Windows Update, you need to enroll your computer in the Windows Insider program. And then from here, you just need to link your account. And then you just need to select the release preview option and then just continue with the on-screen directions and restart the computer. Then you only need to check for updates and making sure that you have this option turned on. Now, if the update is already available inside of the stable channel, you just need to go to Settings app, Windows Update, make sure to turn on this option and then click the check for updates button. Okay, that should install the update and enable all the features and improvements. However, it is important to note that Microsoft usually rolls out new features and improvements gradually, so not everyone is going to have all the same changes on day one. It might just take a little longer. Another thing that you want to make sure is to go to the Microsoft Store app and then go to Downloads and make sure to check for updates, because sometimes components require updates from this mechanism to enable other features and improvements in the operating system. Now, I did notice that sometimes when installing a new update, not all the features are enabled by default, and that is because the company usually rolls out new features and improvements gradually. And if that happens, sometimes what I use is the Vibe tool, which I usually download from this GitHub page. I always have to make sure that I download the package that corresponds to my hardware architecture, which in this case is Intel and AMD. And then after downloading the package, I extract the files from File Explorer. And I usually like to rename the folder to make it easier to use in command prompt. And then from here, I also copy the folder and then I paste it on the root of C, as you can see right here. Then I open command prompt as an administrator. You can also use the terminal. And then I just open the directory where I extracted the files. And for this particular case, I run this Vibe tool command, and this number enables all the features coming to this update, including the low latency profile. Just remember that Vibe tool codes, they always change and they expire. Once I've done that, I just restarted the computer and then all the features were enabled in the computer. Now, one thing to point out is that at this time, there is a catch with the low latency profile since the CPU will be jumping the frequency a little more often and you might see a head into errors including heat and battery life. If you're in a desktop PC with decent cooling, you probably won't notice anything, but if you are in a laptop, you might hear the fan kicking a little more often and the battery might drain a little bit faster. Currently, what we know is that the company is still tuning in this feature to balance performance to power rager. Just keep that in mind. And that is all there is to it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the changes and features coming with the June 2026 update. Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. And I just hope this video was informative for you and I would like to thank you for viewing.